Hello everyone and welcome back to Kinkoi, Ella's route, where it's the first day of winter break. Hooray! Well, maybe not hooray. We'll find out.
というわけで、明日には実家に帰るんです。
Hooray! I guess that means no getting up early for calisthenics.
ラジオ体操、次は来年までお預けですね。
The prophecy has been fulfilled. Yeah, I think that's really great. Even though Mina-chan had left, I was still early to rise today. Nobody would come in to wake me up starting tomorrow, so I could sleep in the morning. And I was thankful for that. The foundation of any extended vacation was lounging around until it was past noon.
お父さんお母さんに会えるのは嬉しいけど、先輩と体操できなくなっちゃうのはな。
You will be with us in spirit. It'll be lonely for me too.
私はしばらく残るから、寂しくなるならラジオ体操するかい?
I don't even know what you look like. How am I supposed to follow your lead? No, thank you. Winter break was in full swing.
ああ、めんどくせ。
Okay, well, not for her. Why are you awake this early?
今日は用事あんの。
What kind of stuff? Maria Bishop stuff? But we don't know about that. Never mind. She looked even more surly than normal.
最近サボってたから1週間で喉戻さないと。たく。
Tell me about it.
ま、あいつに頼まれたんだから仕方ないけどさ。
If you're going to speak cryptically, can you at least give us a hint? She muttered something under her breath, but I couldn't hear it.
あ、お前さ、クリスマスの日は来んの?
Huh?
なんでもね。行くわ。
Wait, are we just going to totally skip the Christmas party this time around? That would be kind of hilarious. Sure.
1週間くらい戻んねえから、今年はこれで最後かもな。
Oh, maybe we are. Really? If it's only a week, I might still be at the dorm. But if this is the last, then have a happy new year.
ああ。
Okay, bye. Ria was acting kind of strangely. She did look put off, but also like she didn't mind so much. What could she have planned over Christmas? We may never know.
忙しい、忙しい。
忙しい、忙しい。
What's going on? It was around 10 a.m. I promised to pick up Ella around this time, and the entire estate was all a bustle.
おや、市松殿、おはようございます。
Hi, Borlacoche. I've missed you.
バビン。
Bobby. Okay, bye. The old man was rushing around like crazy. And then he rushed his way straight back and...
お茶を持ってまいりました。おくつろぎください。
Oh, thank you. Thank you. What are you doing? Everyone was running all over.
日本では今月、特に年末を師走と呼ぶそうですね。そして日本は礼節の国。死を走らせて、こちらが楽をしているわけにはいかない。
Okay.
それで最近は騎士員一同。皆移動するときは走ることにしております。
Oh. Okay, that is not quite what I was expecting. I thought you guys were just getting ready for the party. You've got it wrong. Also, you got that information from Sylvie, didn't you?
おはようございます、オーロ。
Hi, Ella. Morning. We headed into town together. All of the running around they were doing aside, didn't things seem kind of hectic at the estate? With Sylvie out and about, I would have figured those at the estate would have a chance to settle down.
クリスマスに屋敷でちょっとした集まりがあるのですが。
Oh yeah, I guess Sylvie had mentioned that the other day too.
そちらにスペシャルゲストを招けたとかで、催しの予定を大幅に変更することになったのです。それでその用意ですね。
A get-together? What kind?
ちょっとした立食会です。あの屋敷は領事館も兼ねているので、人が集まりやすく。
Just a small banquet of like 100 and some odd people.
かつ マスコミをシャットダウンしやすいので、うぞうむぞうの話をするのにちょうどいいのでしょうね。
Ah. Sounded like a mature gathering of sorts. It didn't quite seem like the same idea as the party Sylvie had been talking about. They obviously wouldn't invite us to a party like that. Oh, we're just not even invited. Maybe. Actually, Ella, you're going to stay with me on Christmas, right? I'd much sooner be with Ella than go to some party.
はい、その日は1日空けましたので、ずっとオーロと言います。
Sweet.
正確にはシルビー様にそうご命令されています。日本のクリスマスは恋人同士の日だから、オーロのために使えと。
It made my life easier having such a thoughtful princess around.
シルビー様は立食会で挨拶回りと催しまでさせられて、大変な中やや心苦しいのですが。
There's no way around it. That's just a difference in positions. Hmm? Sylvie's taking part in the event too?
はい、ピアノの演奏。
Ah. Sylvie's forte, huh? That would double as an easily recognized welcome and a way to rile up the party. A reason not to, for sure.
本当はそこの有名なテノール歌手を呼ぶ予定だったのですが、シルビー様が日本の芸能人をお招きしたいとおっしゃって、相手方もそれを受けたので屋敷がざわついているのです。
I wonder who that could be. Oh, a Japanese singer?
はい、まあシルビー様の演奏をつけるなど恐れ多いのはどの声楽家でも変わりありませんが、マリアなんとかという歌手を招くことになったとか。
Crazy reaction in 3, 2. Maria Bishop?
びっくりした。
Sorry. For real? Maria Bishop will be at that party?
はい、そんな名前でしたね。ずっと要望を出していたのが、つい昨日ご本人から承諾をいただけたとかで。どうしましたオーロ？
No, I want to be at that party. Ella Oni-chan, I have a request.
何ですか気持ちの悪い。
Oh, sorry, was that supposed to be gross? I got Ella to fill me in some more. The parties Sylvie mentioned and the mature gathering Ella alluded to earlier were one and the same. I immediately gave the okay. All right.
喜びすぎです。
Oh, come on! This means I'll get to hear Maria Bishop sing live. She was being invited in place of a tenor singer. That had to mean it was safe to assume she was going to sing. I nearly ascended to heaven from the single time we met before, but this was my chance to hear her perform live. Given Sylvie's connections, maybe I could even talk to her again? Woohoo! Jackpot!
随分と嬉しそうですね。
I am ecstatic. Well, yeah, I'm a huge fan of hers.
そんなにその女性と会えるのが嬉しいのですか？
Oh, choose your words very carefully. Huh? Oh, where'd this stormy mood come from? Ella? Are you jealous?
嫉妬などしていません。
You are. You totally are.
ただ私がいるのに他の女性に会うことをそんなに喜ぶのは違うと思うのです。
Ooh. No, that's totally unrelated. I'm in love with you, but I'm just a fan of hers.
ファン？よくわかりません。その女性に魅力を抱いているのは事実です。
It's the hair. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. Huh? This was quickly turning into a pain. Have you never been a fan of anyone?
数百年前、騎士院を起こしたという伝説の騎士には憧れを抱いたことはありますが。
Have you never been a fan of somebody who's still alive? That didn't exactly fit in the same category. Ella's die-hard tendencies had shown themselves, huh? Oh well, this side of her was cute, so it was fine by me. I don't mean it like that. I know. You love Sylvie, right?
はい。好きというか尊敬の。
That's roughly the idea, how I feel about Maria.
うん。
Did that help her to understand? if I had to put it another way, I do love her, but I would never squeeze. I would never squeeze. Maybe in a different timeline. I hugged her. Want to do anything like this to her. I want to do this with you all the time, though. Wink, wink. That's the sort of difference I mean. Does that make sense? Her expression was a little suspect, but... Touch, touch. Where are we touching? You know what? Never mind, I can guess. My theory has been confirmed. A pat on the butt distracted her. Okay, I'm gonna half count my theory as confirmed.
もう、わかりました。納得しておきます。
I'm glad. Are you sure you don't need me to emphasize the point? Because I can. Looks like I managed to downplay this successfully.
最悪私以外にそういうことをしたくなっても構いませんが、
Really?
私が一番にしておいてくださいね。
Not only are you my number one, you're my only one. Ella had more of a jealous streak than I gave her credit for. That side of her was pretty cute too, but dangerous. Okay, let's forget about all of that and go have some fun. We have a wholesome day-long date planned.
はい。
This is actually a first for us, isn't it?
前にした時はシルビー様たちに甘えてしまいましたからね。
I mean, we kind of do that anyway, but you know, it goes both ways. We'd hang out on our days off, but had never smoothly managed to do so alone. Things were going to work out today, though. We already had sex, after all. Wait, today? Maybe we did. I honestly don't remember if that happened last episode. What should we do first? Soba's a given for lunch, but aside from that...
そうですね。日本の娯楽はあまり存じないのですが。
Well, don't suggest baseball. Oh, I've got a good idea in mind, given how this conversation is going.
What?
Why don't we go do karaoke? It's a place where you sing.
はあ。ああ、聞いたことがあります。仲間内だけで歌うだけの娯楽施設ですね。
Hopefully the walls are thick. From what I've heard, this is not going to end well. You don't hear of it much at all except for in Japan. What do you think, Ella? They may not have many foreign songs, though.
いいですよ。面白そうです。
All right, we would start things off with karaoke. It was shaping up to be a fun day. So on that note, I could recall something Sylvie had mentioned before.
私とエル、シスア家に入るよう選ばれたのは満場一致で私だったわ。エルにはシスア家には入れないの。
Because she has no musical or other related talents?
シスア家に選ばれることはない。楽団派の人間にはなれない。理由があるのよ。
Ominous. I had wondered what that meant. And now the answer presented itself for me. Ella had been happily singing since earlier. And it was a good thing. The Japanese word for music was written with the kanji for to enjoy sound, after all. As long as she had fun, that was what mattered. Yes. As long as Ella enjoyed herself, that was enough. I wish I brought earplugs. I'm guessing that they have done us a favor by not including any lines or sound effects.
楽しいですね、オロ。
Huh? What? I took my earplugs off. I didn't realize we actually had earplugs. Wait, did they give you earplugs?
楽しいですね、カラオケ。私気に入りました。
I couldn't ask for anything more. Put earplugs back in.
オロ、まだ歌わないのですか？
I'm good. Yeah, I'm still good for now. You sing, Ella. My semicircular canals were still reeling too much to stand.
では、お言葉に甘えて、 次の曲。
I wasn't expecting her to beep, but okay. Ella having fun was most important.
楽しかったです。
I can't hear you. I fainted. I had a good time too.
そうですか？全然歌わないし、最後の方はずっとトイレに行っていましたが。
I just needed to go really bad. Oh, Well, you have lots of drinks at karaoke, so bathroom breaks are to be expected. Yep,
そうですか。
yep. By the way, no. What? I don't get this joke. Ella, is there anything else you'd like to do?
そうですね。次はお蕎麦屋さんとして、その次は。
After we finished lunch at the soba restaurant, I felt queasy for some reason, so I was grateful it went down smoothly. Next was, hopefully not more food, the school. We somehow wound up at the usual place. Winter break was in session, so some clubs had been meeting up. But even then, it was still a school for rich girls. There weren't many clubs going legitimately all out, and the overall tone was clearly relaxed, but...
実は前々からやりたいことがあったのです。
Are we going to fence again? We're going to fence again.
オーロも剣を覚えませんか？
Technically we did, but since that was a variable choice, I guess it didn't happen. I wasn't sure if this was unexpected or in a fitting sense coming from Ella, but it was a dicey development either way. More of a pokey development, really. You're saying I should give fencing a try? If it would help reinvigorate Ella to continue fencing, then I didn't mind. Or so I thought.
いえ、フェンシングではなく。
Then why are we here? Ella didn't bring back one of the springy types they usually used for fencing, but a sword with a real solid blade. Oh no. That was a rapier?
儀礼用の模造刀です。切れはしませんが、目をつくと危ないので注意して。
Okay. I took it from her. Ella grabbed one of her own
合わせてください。
and poked me in the eye. Ah! Whoa! She took a light swing at me, so I met her swipe. They made a nice metallic clang on impact, as we heard.
続けて。
I will. Repeatedly. Despite how clumsy and surprised I was, we continued to clash above, below, to the left, and right. Up, down, right, left, up, down, right, left. BA, select start. She repeated the same movements in a set sequence, and I got 99 lives. The way we clanged our swords together was fun. It reminded me of a sword fight.
次はオーロから。
Okay. I swung up, down, right, and left in order. Ella naturally responded with pinpoint accuracy. Each clash came with a nice clang and sent a pleasant recoil through my arm.
儀式演舞というものです。
Also works for stage combat training. I like it. So it was like taking practice shots in the swordsmanship sense? It would be crude to use in a real match, but it was fun to do, and gave the sense I had gotten stronger in the process.
ちょっと早くしますよ。
Okay. The speed at which our blades clashed increased. I countered Ella's strikes as best I could, and then... Dwa! I don't know what that was, but it was a sound. I wasn't able to keep up when I went to strike her on the right, lost my grip, and dropped my sword onto the floor. I'd been impaled.
とまあ、こうやって勝敗がつくわけです。
Oh. It had certainly piqued my interest. The whole idea was to clash the points of our swords, not to strike out at our opponent's openings. However, by raising one's speed, your opponent couldn't remain in sync and would flub on the timing. That was how we would compete. You didn't direct your blade at the opponent and only clashed swords, so the risk involved was quite low.
今の1の方、他に上下左右の順番を入れ替えて、 そうですね。2と3の型まで作りましょう。
Really is like stage combat.
攻撃側は1、2、3。どの型で行くのか申告して、それで打ち合います。防御側が対応できなかったら負けというルールです。
I see what you're saying. I only had to keep the one pattern in mind, but I was a bit slower when we started the second routine. However, any amount of hesitation meant you couldn't keep up with your opponent and you would lose instantly. It was a lot like a game of, hey, look that way, which turned rock, paper, scissors win conditions into a turn-taking system.
どうです？続けますか？
Yeah, sounds like fun.
では、
We put on goggles and long sleeves, and Ella brought thigh pads for some additional protection. Unlike kendo and fencing, this was more like a game, but still hurt. We totally lost ourselves in it.
どうです？
It's fun. Although we ended up clashing our swords to 5 different patterns. Even an amateur like me is winning more than I thought I would.
基本はじゃんけんですから。
Our score was around 2 to 8. Given our skill gap in fencing, I would never win 20% of matches based on pure sword handling speed. But since I could take turns launching a one-sided offense, I actually had a major chance at victory. An amateur like me could defeat a pro like Ella. How could I not had fun?
よかった。ようやく私にもオーロを楽しませられることが見つかりました。
Wait, I thought that was my job. We must have been pretty immersed. By the time we headed home, the sun had already set. Ella intended on making me dinner again, so we headed back to my place. What did they call what we just did?
わかりません。というか、多分名前はないかと。
It's like horse, but with swords. Source? Hordes? No, that's just a terrible name.
本来は騎士が剣を使ってやる儀式演舞のようなもので勝負事ではないのです。礼節の意味でも勝負としての名はないかと。私たちの間では単純に演舞と呼んでいましたね。小さい頃は。
Good old DDs, double Ds. You could learn the rules of a game even if you don't know the name of it. Let's play that game. Yeah, that one would get the point across.
本当は剣に礼節を問われるべき騎士のこと、遊びで剣を交えるのは良くないのですが。
Ella grinned. Ah, now it all fit together. Was the person you were with when you called them Drills Sylvie? Bingo. Nailed it.
まだ騎士院にいた頃のシルが一番好んだ遊びでした。騎士として軽々しく行ってはいけないのですが。思えばあの頃からシルビー様は騎士としては生きられなかったやもしれませんね。
Well, it's okay. We've established you wouldn't have survived as part of the orchestral faction, so I guess it balances out. It must have already been set in stone which of them would go to the Siswas by then. I see. A game from back when Ella and Sylvie were still sisters, huh? Was Sylvie strong?
とても。
I believe it.
結局あの頃、あちらが勝ち続けてそのまま別れたので、通算成績では惨敗していることになりますね。
Rematch! Ella sounded a little lonesome.
風が出てきましたね。
It fucking windy. We were both sweaty, so it was freezing. Let's hurry over to my place.
はい。それで、今日の夕飯なのですが、ちょっと時間をかけてもいいですか？お腹空いてないでしょうか？
I'm fine for right now. Why?
オーロが前に褒めてくれたクリームシチュー。今日は目いっぱい凝ったものを作ろうかと。
Well, if it's that windy, it's probably a good night for it. She had apparently brought the ingredients already. She took them out of the fridge. There were ingredients way more luxurious than normal, like smoked bacon, gigantic potatoes, and otherwise.
ただこれ、 煮込むのに2時間かかるのです。
What can we do for 2 hours? 2 hours from now, huh?
すいません。本当はもっと早くかかる予定だったのですが。
We did spend a lot of time sword fighting at the dojo. If it's a dish you're proud of, I'd love to try it. I don't mind waiting.
はい。
With that, we decided to wait for dinner. In the meantime, I took a shower to wash away the sweat. Whew, warmed myself up.
風に注意してくださいね。
But I warmed myself. Okay.
さて、では私もお風呂をいただきます。
Should I keep an eye on the stew?
はい。あとは2時間置けばいいので、そのままにしておいてください。
Alright, I will leave it to stew on its own self. Ella headed to the bathroom. The stew was left bubbling over a gentle flame and gave off a wonderful smell. I sat back and relaxed. Outside? Sure is quiet.
もう人ほとんどいないかんね。
Ah, how did you sneak up on me? Reina turned up with a great big yawn. She had been hibernating.
おはよう、オーロ。
Good morning. She always had a rough time waking up. Of course, the rich girls would head home at a reasonable hour.
だね。こうやって休みもフリーにうだうだぐだぐだってのは庶民に許された特権ですよ。
Was that her breakfast? She was munching away on some chocolate potato chips. Yeah, relaxed mornings like these would be tough to come by for rich girls. I'm guessing there was a H transition that we did not see and got cut in a very drastic way.
オーロからエロい匂いがする。
Well, that confirms my theory. I always give off sexy pheromones, actually.
エルチンの匂いだ。ベッドに連れ込んだ的な？
I can not confirm that, but signs point to yes. I won't deny it.
うわエロエロかよ。清純派の私には朝から刺激が強いわ。
I don't think either of those fit you.
どういうプレイした？
Stuff too provocative to tell someone so innocent.
ち
Reina giggled in response. I would just take this as her own unique way of congratulating me. Alright, maybe it's about time. Oh, Reina, you had breakfast?
ん？まだだけど？おお、うまそう！
It sure is. Ella's specially made cream stew. I asked Ella to set aside some of the stew for leftovers, and I put it on the stove to heat up. We got so wrapped up in our lovemaking last night that I only ate it during a break, but I had every intention of stuffing myself silly with it today. Whoa, if the stew's that heavy, you might want to take a long break. This goes for a curry too, but stew really does taste better the day after.
うんうん。見て見てこのじゃがいも。超でっかい。
Ah, the bigger the potato, the better they taste in dishes like these.
ホクホクかよ。あちち。
Reina approved of how the stew turned out too.
これすんげー手込んでるよね。ベーコンは燻製だし、じゃがいももなんか違う？
She prepared them separately so they wouldn't lose their form, it seems.
うへー。
Yeah, I didn't realize that either.
エルチンって料理できたんだ。知らんかった。
She said she was used to making outdoorsy meals due to her marching experience, like camp food and stuff.
ああ、そういや停電騒動の時も飯盒を使うの上手だっけ？
That's true, and she didn't even have to break a window.
でもこれはキャンプ飯じゃないよね。
You've got a point. No way was their camp food this elaborate. I wonder why she limited it to camp food. Modesty?
でもエルチン、そういうとこで謙遜するタイプじゃなくない？
Yeah, which would mean...
愛しのオーロに喜んでもらうために キャンプ用だけじゃなく、普通のお料理も勉強しなくちゃ。
Considering what she did to get to know what our interests were otherwise, probably.
包丁で指を切っちゃった。痛い。でも、大好きなオーロのため、頑張るぞい。みたいな。うわ、すっげえニヤニヤ顔。本気で喜んでる顔だ。
I just imagine him having the Jim Carrey Grinch grin. Don't make me blush. Ella would go that far? Or so I wondered, but I bet she actually had learned more refined cooking skills for indoor use because she thought she was inconveniencing me back when we were pretend lovers. All for me.
オーロってすんごい顔に出る人種だったんね。
Could you stop messing with me already? I could feel how hot my face was. Hot enough to reheat this stew. Even so, our conversation only made me want to see Ella even more. She took part in club like normal today and got lost in the mix with her peers.
また来た。ち。
Some of the fencing club members gave me the most reviled looks they could muster. They had worried me back when we were pretend lovers, but they must have resigned themselves now that we were officially in a relationship.
オーロ、どうかしましたか？
If looks could kill, I would be dead thrice over. Nah, I just missed you.
もう。
羨ましい。
I was aware that I was doing something entirely worth the glares, too.
はーい、集合。
Does that include me? The advisor called everyone together.
年末は体がなまるから保険をかける意味でも今日は基礎をがっちりやってくよ。
Fundamentals. It sounded like there wouldn't be any flashy sparring matches today, but they were going back to the basics. Ella would take the lead during these practice sessions and stood in front of her fellow club members.
基礎動作から始めます。一礼。
She blended in with the others when they sparred, but she definitely stood out during practices like these. Her movements alone were polished to a different level. Her forward charges were nimble and penetrating. In real live combat, her movement would surely amount to a lethal weapon. Completely different from when I shoved my... Oh, hello. Well then, I'm just going to let you all read the rest of that line because Okay.
お疲れ、市松くん。
I'm so... Thank you. Yeah, I wasn't thinking anything. I was.
Huh?
Never mind. The advisor spoke to me. She must have had time to spare now that Ella had taken over coaching.
改めて礼を言っとかないとと思ってね。あの子のメンタルケアありがとさん。
Alright. I didn't do anything, seriously.
うんうん。そうやって謙遜してくれるとこっちも褒めがいがあるよ。
She was certainly in a good mood. In some sense, she was the one who had worried about Ella the most, so it was to be expected.
で、だね。また続けざまに頼み事するのは気が引けるんだが。
What do you need me to do? Huh? What do you need me to do?
ありがとうございました。
Their practice session ended a couple of hours later. Now that it was over, all of the club members made their way out of the dojo in droves and looked to be in quite a rush. Most of the girls were going back to visit their families over winter break, and I bet they felt like they needed to hurry home. We would eventually make our way back to the dorm, but we decided to hang back and relax for a bit.
オーロ、
Ella had also let the others change first and called out to me. She worked up quite a sweat. Would there be a chance to shower after this?
先生とは何を話していたので？
That's a good question. I want to know that too. Hmm? Ah. She broke the ice with a tough subject to breach. Yeah. About whether you'll continue fencing or not. And how she hopes for an answer before the end of the year. No pressure. Of course, it was a tough subject for her, not so much for me. Ella was still conflicted on whether or not she wanted to continue fencing. It was great that Ella was weighing the pros and cons, and she could debate with herself all she liked. However, it didn't sound like those around her would stand for it much longer. Come on, Ella. Competing may be off the table since you're a year older than them, but you've still got a lot to offer the club.
ええ、わかっています。
You're definitely going to become a captain next year, so you really do need to make a decision. Which means you've got about another week. A little less than a week, actually. Ella would be visiting her country over New Year's, and there was no getting out of it. Her dignity as a knight depended on it. She had to come to a decision before then, no matter what. You think you'll be able to choose?
まだ悩んでいます。
A strained smile crossed her face. The exact look you'd expect from someone exceptionally distressed. And a face I believed she would only ever let me, her boyfriend, see.
今日もやっていて思いました。フェンシングは本当に楽しい。肌に馴染んでいる。けれど同時に、今日はどこか浮ついた気持ちもありました。
Uneasy?
正確には昨日からですね。シルビー様がご公務に勤しんでおられるのに、私はこんなことしていいのかと。
Yes, I'm pretty sure she would say it's perfectly fine. Ah.
特にオーロにお風呂でヒーヒー言わされたと思いましたね。罪悪感がすごかったです。
Sorry about that.
まあそれは冗談として思い出したのです。私がフェンシングを、ひいては武道を始めたのはシルビー様のためであったことを。
I knew. Ella may have come from a prestigious family of knights, but she was born into high society. There was never any need for her to become a princess's bodyguard. For her to deliberately pick the path of a knight, of one who sacrificed herself for her master. The only explanation could be that she had special feelings for that master.
このままフェンシングを続けたとして、それは楽しいとは思いますが、シルビー様のためになるかはわかりません。私にとっては、シルビー様のために生きることが人生の最大の命題です。シルビー様と離れたここ数日で痛感しました。私はこんなにもあの方を慕っているのだと。
As your master, or as a sister?
両方です。これ、内緒ですよ。
Who am I gonna tell? Yeah. At long last, I got to hear exactly how Ella felt. She still thought of Sylvia as her little sister, and those feelings of adoration were alive and well. This was an answer she wasn't allowed to give as a knight, and I was certain she would only ever share those feelings with me. She wanted to dedicate her life to Sylvie, not out of a sense of duty, but as the foundation of Ella's personal system of values. It wasn't really a choice between fencing and otherwise. But in the end, one would get in the way of the other.
ただフェンシングをやめるという決断も難しいです。私にとって大事なことなのに変わりはないので。
Yeah, I bet. It was a selfish desire, if I had to say, but it was also important. Being all lovey-dovey with me landed squarely in the selfish category too, after all.
だから悩みます。どうしたらいいかな。
You should keep fencing. Ella was completely stumped. I couldn't answer this for her. Then again, maybe this was an improvement over not asking me what she should do, compared to agonizing it all on her own. You've still got some time until you have to answer. Take your time and think it through. For now, though, how about we do this instead, Ella?
ああ。
I changed the subject. I grabbed the rapier meant for ceremonial use rather than for traditional fencing that we had used yesterday. The dojo should be free until this afternoon, so we had plenty of time to screw around. Not like that, though. Maybe. Ella took it with a giggle.
ルールは昨日と同じでいきます？
Why don't we add more patterns? 7 or so today?
難しくなりますよ。
We had ourselves another fun sword fight. Ella may have abruptly found herself with a time limit to pick which life path she wanted to take. But I hoped she moved toward a wonderful future.
どういけない。もうこんな時間。
Do we need to get going?
午後からは柔道部が使う予定なのです。切り上げましょう。
We wrapped things up after a half hour or so. I didn't win once today.
ルールを広げれば勝敗は腕の優劣に左右されますよ。
I still wanted to win one, though.
Damn, she sure was confident. Ella quickly put her equipment away and wiped down the sweat-covered floor. All that was left was to get changed.
オーロも汗をかきましたね。シャワーを浴びていきますか？
And ruin my pheromones? I don't think so. Can I?
男子用の部室にもシャワーはついていますよ。
She led the way. Ella headed into the women's locker room. The screen went white, which means I'm assuming something happened.
金色ラブリッチ
Something definitely happened. December 21st is just kind of thrilling for some reason.
クリスマスが近いからですか？
I was thinking because it's winter solstice, but sure. There's that too, but also because it's around the start of winter break. And it looks pretty when you line up the numbers 1, 2, 2, 1 up in a row.
なるほど。
Maybe it's kind of lonesome to realize not many people get to share something so moving.
そんなに感動することでもないような。
Well, I'm weird. Let me have this. People have really cleared out in droves, haven't they?
ですね。初日で3分の1、今はさらに3分の1くらい。
Out of the over 90 boarders, there were less than 10 left. It was still only the 21st, and there were 10 whole days left until the year's end, but I guess high-class girls really do spend their vacations with family.
特に理由はなくても長期休暇に入ってまで一人暮らしを選んでるってのがすでに休暇の感覚じゃ不義理だとか怠けてる風になるんだって。
Huh. That does sound about right. Wow. And here we had a commoner who didn't need to worry about any of that and opted to stay behind. Personally, I think it's better if you've got a little time to lounge around by yourself on extended breaks.
できないんだろうね、それがお嬢様方には。
It sure is sweet to be an everyday commoner.
そうじゃのう。ってあれ、お嬢様方面の人がいる。
お嬢様というわけでは。
I mean, it's pretty accurate. You're clearly high class, actually. A single misstep and she would have been a princess.
そう言われるとなんだかおかしな気分ですね。
どうしたのこんな朝早くから。ああ、エロいことしてたのか。
No. Maybe.
大丈夫大丈夫。突っ込んだことは聞きません。
No, you'll wait until Ella leaves and then you'll ask us.
私は何かと見守るレイナちゃんだから。たとえ二人が昨晩はくっちょんくっちょんのねっちょんねっちょんな夜を過ごしていても、爽やかに流すよ。
Okay.
恐縮です。
I was grateful for how considerate she was being, but I wish she would just keep it to herself from the start.
でもそれはそれとして、今日の朝ごはんはエルチンの手料理的なものがあるとより爽やかに流せそう。
Are you blackmailing us, or is this just a semi-related thing?
ねえねえ、昨日のシチューまだ残ってない？
That's what you're after? I wondered why she was popping in so early. There's no stew, but she was just about to make me breakfast. Sorry about this, Ella, but could you make an extra helping to shut her up?
構いませんよ。
やり
Shameless. Then while we spent time with this shameless girl... Oh, wow, okay.
あら、
Oh? Despite saying she wouldn't be back for a while, Ria turned up with Jokasaki.
ん
Ella's eyes also landed on Ria.
ウィス、リアチン、あやや。
Okay.
ああ。どうも。乗ったん？なんか用事あるとか言ってたのに。スタジオで機材トラブル。行こうとしてたところがダメになって、一時的に避難してきた。へえ。ねえねえ、二人とも朝ごはん食べた？エルチンが作ってくれるそうよ。
The gang just keeps getting bigger. You're happy-go-lucky with everyone, aren't you? She invited them along like it was the obvious choice. Ria was one thing, but Jokasaki was a totally different story.
そうですね。いかがですか？
Alrighty then.
ん？
Ella focused in on Ria for whatever reason. And then,
いいよ。行こうか。
Ria nodded her head.
お前は嫌なら帰ったら。ち、
Was that supposed to be a question?
いいわよ。一緒する。目を離して逃げられたら困る。
Now even Jokasaki had tagged along, all while giving me a blatantly hateful glare. That's pretty par for the course for her, though. At least, in this game. This had turned into one crazy breakfast group. So this is the modern version of the Breakfast Club. Weird. It wouldn't have been impossible to fit 5 people into my room, but Jokasaki openly detested it, so we went ahead and ate in the foyer. This morning we had handmade muffins. Since our group had increased in size without warning, we assembled a medley of ingredients and ate everything buffet style. Oh, muffin buffet! That sounds amazing. Muffin button. I paired my handmade muffin with a Hamburg steak while Reina added jam and other sweets. It amazed me how different our tastes were. Also, I don't know that I would think of a Hamburg steak as a breakfast food, but whatever. The sophisticated one among us went with the elegant option and only put butter on hers. Talk about a wet blanket. On the other hand, don't eat just the fillings and skip out on the muffins themselves.
後で別に食うよ、うっせえな。
Okay, jeez. We had this girl who mowed down on the Hamburg steak, bacon, and other fillings first. I wasn't one to talk, but it was crass.
好きなように食べてください。まだまだあります。
How exactly is that crass? Ella didn't seem to mind, so I kept the rest of my thoughts to myself.
なんかあれだな。ポテトとか欲しいな。
Would you settle for hash browns or home fries? I mean, what are we talking about?
ああ、すいません。じゃがいもがないので。
Samwise would be very disappointed.
うーん。
Boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in a stew. Ria walked off. Then she immediately came back. What, are you growing potatoes in your room?
これも作って。
She brought back frozen fries. Of course, I should have known that. As instructed, Ella headed over to the microwave with the fries in hand. You were craving them that badly?
パン系とハンバーグが揃ってるとなんとなく。日本人は小さな頃から赤字に黄色い M の字の看板のアメリカ企業に調教されてるからね。
Subtle.
相変わらずジャンクね。誰かさんみたく朝からナイフとフォーク使って飯食いたくねえよ。
Wait, is she eating a muffin? You know what? Never mind. I know the answer to that question. It seems so obvious now. Jokasaki, who had gone out of her way to spread butter on her muffin with a spoon, gave her a sour look. They're close, huh?
だね。聞いたことなかったけど。
Us too in this timeline. Yeah, definitely. I had at least heard they were acquaintances, but it sounded like they ate together all the time. It was already a shocker to learn Ria was friendly with anyone other than me. But with Jokasaki of all people? Unimaginable. A proper lady who hated commoners and anything remotely scandalous was friends with someone who is practically scandalousness personified?
何よ、ジロジロ見て。
Reasons? Oh, no reason. She noticed I was staring.
ちょっと縁があって話すだけ。それだけです。
Her blatant irritation made it clear that she didn't want me to ask any more questions and cut the subject short. Even though she would ordinarily...
私と彼女のことに首を突っ込みたいと？
Here we go again.
庶民は下世話で困りますわね。
Say something like that.
何よ。
I'm pretty sure I haven't said a word out loud. She was too on edge to turn to snide comments. Did she hate the idea of people knowing she got along with Ria that badly?
まあまあ、そう怒んないで。あやかっちはどんな風に食べてるの？
The one among us with maxed out communication skills stepped between us to clear the air.
何これ？バターだけ？ええ。このマフィン出来がいいですし、バターも美味しいから、そのままでいいかなって。
That's fair, sometimes less is more.
バターだけって味しなくない？風味というものがあります。いいバターは油がよく溶けるから塩味も際立ちますし。
Unless it's unsalted butter?
へえ。
Ella made these muffins and the butter, by the way. Wow, okay.
マジ？マフィンは焼けばいいとして、バターって作れるの？牛乳を腐らせたり、いろいろあるんでしょ？それはチーズ。バターは市販の生クリームからでも。
Not only that, but Reina somehow managed to mingle with Jokasaki and establish a conversation. Impressive. It made me realize all the more how incredible Reina was. But we're not on her route. Seriously, I feel like we're singing her praises more on other routes than we do on her own route. I mean, we do on her route, but anyway.
できましたよ。
どうも。朝からこのセットってなんか贅沢な気分。
The most important meal of the day, serving it up Ria's way.
何？
いえ。あれから気になって調べてはいました。そうマリア殿。
あれからって？
そこの湖で自殺をほのめかしていた時。
お前あの時のパツキンか。
自死は思いとどまってくれたようでほっとしています。
あの時も言ったけど、最初から死ぬ気なんてなかったって。
何よりです。
ち
そういえば調べていく途中で分かったのですが、あなたのお仕事についてシルビー様とオーロには伝えるべきですか？どちらもあなたの大変なファンでらっしゃるのですが。
The cat's out of the bag.
やめろ。めんどくせえことになるのはごめんだ。
残念です。
Wait, does that mean we don't find out at all on this route?
ずいぶんとおせっかいなんだな。
ん？
誰かさんに聞いてたイメージ通りだわ。誰かさんのお姉ちゃんは妹ちゃんのことばっかり心配してて、自分のことをおろそかにしがちだって。
That's Ella.
妹として心配だって。10年前に聞いた通りだ。ごちそうさまでした。ねえねえねえ、こっからどうする？リアちゃんもあやややも今日は暇ないよね。
Is she just going to add more yas to Ayaka's name every time she says it?
まあ、暇というわけではないわ。クリスマスに備えて。じゃあどっか遊びに行こうぜ。 オーロはともかく、エルチン連れて遊べるなんて珍しいし。
Oh, thanks.
うーん、
Are we really going to fit in with everyone here?
何？二人きりでエロいことしたいから嫌だって？
I mean... Yep.
違います。遊びというのはピンときませんが、わかりました。お供します。
What part of that doesn't sit right? Ella got swindled into hanging out with Reina too. Aw, and I was hoping to make Ella squeal in her new outfit today. That's not gonna help anything.
オーロ
Okay, I'll join you. I assume you're coming too, Ria?
だから私たちは、たまには息抜きもいいか。
Denied. After some convincing, everyone eventually got on board with the idea.
よし、じゃあ冬の街に繰り出すぜ。どこ行く？行きたいとこある人？
This was your suggestion, so you should pick.
じゃあ、カラオケ？
いいですね。
Karaoke! Not karaoke, please. It's a trap. Our atypical group of 5 went around town. In spite of the unwilling look in her face, it was a surprise to have Jokasaki along. Isn't this actually my first time going on an outing with you, Ria? In this timeline?
だな。てか外を流すの自体あんまりない。
Also, aren't you cold?
あんまり目立たないでよ。
That's a little hard.
バレやしねえよ、うるせえな。
I wasn't entirely sure what Jokasaki was worried about.
こっちとしてはエルチンも珍しいよ。こんなに付き合いがいい感じは。
ですか？
いつも付き合ってくれるにしても、シルビーの付き添いとかそういうんじゃない？シルビーなしで、なんて。
ですね。
That's true, they're usually a package deal.
正直落ち着きません。金色ラブリッチェ。
Huh, that outing was brief.
おいっす。あれ、まだ寝てんの？
Oh, Ria? Morning. I slept in for once this morning, but Ria came over just past 9 a.m. There was nothing unusual about her coming over, but it was rare to see her at this hour, that's true.
また出るから挨拶がてら。はい。
Frozen fried onigiri?
昨日の朝飯の例。俺的に今一番ハマってるやつ。
The breakfast of champions.
今日はいないの？名前忘れた。おっぱいがすごいパツキン。
Wow, okay. You mean Ella? She said she had fencing club today. I didn't want to deal with the fencing club glaring at me the whole time and opted to stay behind and sleep. And so, around the time I figured it'd be nice to kick back and relax for a bit, you came by.
そいつは悪かったな。
How dare you? Ria rummaged through her chest pocket, not acting especially bothered. Are you gonna light a cigarette now? Rustle, rustle.
あ、
Ah, you're out. What's up? I assumed she was fetching her cigarettes and got a cup ready to use for an ashtray. However...
今禁煙中なの忘れてた。たく。
Yep, that's right, because of the Christmas concert that we don't know about. Seriously? Did you have some sort of epiphany, or are you suddenly feeling health conscious?
クリスマスまでだよ。喉を休めてんの。
That makes one of us. Huh?
なんでもない。
She sounded exasperated and sat on my bed.
なんかここに来るのすげえ久しぶりな気がする。
That's true. Oh yeah, it's been at least a month. I rarely had visitors during the time Ella and I were pretending to be lovers, too. As usual, I couldn't tell what Ria was thinking about, and she started to space out. Oh well, I didn't mind the general vibe of things when she was around. I don't really have a lot of food to eat here, so I guess I'll just snack on this. Want some?
欲しい。味噌汁ある？焼きおにぎりは単体だと100点だが、味噌汁があると300くらいになる。
What's the scale? If you're fine with instant, manila or freshwater clam?
あさり。白かよ。味噌汁っつったら赤だしだろうが、冬は特に。
Well, excuse me, I wasn't prepared. Instant red miso's pricier for some odd reason. Black card.
待ってろ。
Ria briefly left to grab something from her room to contribute toward the meal. Meanwhile, I stuck the onigiri in the microwave and heated up some water.
持ってきた。
Cool. We decided to have breakfast together. Fried onigiri with miso soup served in mugs.
冬はこれだ。
Sure does. The saying less is more certainly applied to this situation. We huffed and puffed on savory fried onigiri dipped in a miso soup with rich red broth. It totally makes you appreciate being born Japanese. I wouldn't know.
今度外人さんの彼女にも教えてやれよ。
Yeah. Her comment had reminded me. Huh. I'm in an international relationship right now. Ella was a foreigner. Her Japanese was nearly fluent, so it slipped my mind.
なんだよ。女騎士って設定忘れたのか？それでハマったと思ってたのに。
Not the only reason. I wouldn't have fallen for her over something like that.
本当に？
Ria knocked gently against my treasure chest. Okay, fine. I did have plenty of visual novels in there that were themed around violating female knights, but I felt for Ella because she is who she is. That's all there is to it.
そうかい。そういや昔も別にシルビーのことを姫様だから好きになったわけじゃないんだっけ。
In the previous timeline. Oh, now I messed up. To be fair, Sylvie hadn't even been a princess, much less part of the royal family back in those days.
割といじめっ子だったのは覚えてるか？
Yes. I do. Teasing kids who caught your attention was just something little boys did, and I guess I had been pretty reckless. And that was how Sylvie became attached to the one she protected a bunch, to Soma-kun. Oh yeah, you haven't seen Sylvie yet, have you? Are you cool with that?
いらねえって言うなよ、面倒になるから。
I will not. If you're opposed, then I'll leave it alone. Pauses like this sure could put a person on edge.
うすうす感づかれてるよ。しかもあっちの格好で。
Yeah, she has surprisingly high passive perception. Huh?
なんでもねえよ、うるせえな。
Way to blow her lid. She was the one mumbling to herself.
ふぅ。
Ria finished her meal and politely put her hands together.
なあ、イチ。
Yeah? It had been ages since she had called me that.
俺はお前にシルビーとくっついて欲しかったんだよ。
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't realize we were actually going to get into those details.
シルビーを幸せにしてやって欲しかったの。
Don't you think that's kind of lofty?
そう思うけど、それでも
Sorry.
二人が一緒になれば幸せな金色の時間がずっとずっと続くと思ってた。
Oh man, this is some heavy foreshadowing if you play this route earlier.
ゴールデンタイムがずっと。
Yeah, lofty was a good word to describe it.
あのデカパイはシルビーと仲いいんだよな。
Is that just going to be her name? Okay. Yeah, she's basically her best friend.
ならいっか。これからもちゃんとシルビーのそばにいてやれよな。
Well, a friend is a friend.
ならいい。
Hmm? I had no clue what she was talking about. But Ria appeared to have worked through something internally and didn't speak another word of it. Good enough, huh? Well, she just had to readjust her plans, and now she's fine with it, I guess. My actions would bring Ella happiness, and Ella always did keep Sylvie's best interests in mind. Sylvie shouldn't have any issue with that, right? Plop. Hmm? Ria, who had been sitting to my side, suddenly leaned against me. Something up?
別に。
Yeah, because now you're leaning against me. That's so. She was light enough, so no sense being bothered by it. Ria idled her time away, huddled up to me afterward.
こんな時間もいいもんだな。
Hmm?
人生に余計な時間なんて、一日も一秒もないけど、こんな時間もいいもんだな。
It wasn't like I didn't get what she meant. Even a single second sounded awfully grandiose, though.
人生って多分、必要な時間とそうじゃない時間にさっくり二つで分かれてて、その二つとも楽しめてるのが一番綺麗なんだと思う。一番輝いてるんだと。シルビーにも教えてやれよ。あのデカ父にもな。
Okay then. Ella returned later that afternoon after her practice got out.
あまり時間ありませんよ。
In the route, or in the day, or what are we talking about?
さっさと来なさいよ。スタジオ開けてあげたんだから。
はいはい。
Poor Ria. Ria was on her way out at the same time, so we happened to cross paths.
走馬灯とは何を？
Just hanging out. Wait, sorry, you don't like that concept. Just... I don't know another word for it. Don't put me on the spot like that. Just eating and lounging around. Oh, that works. Oh, what would you like to have for lunch? I've got fried onigiri, if you're alright with that.
焼きおにぎり。おにぎりは知っていますが、焼くので？
Why not? If you've never had it, then perfect. I'll teach you all about the ultimate masterpiece that serves as the foundation of Japan's proud food modification culture.
楽しみです。
And that's my sales pitch. As long as we were going to the effort, we might as well eat outside. I took her somewhere nearby that was perfect for meals. Maybe it's a little chilly for this.
このくらいの方が外って感じでいいですよ。
I wouldn't expect you to know you're from Northern Europe. Northern Europeans really were resilient to the cold. I steeped the fried onigiri I brought along in miso soup for my thermos.
へえ、ライスボールを焼くという発想も奇抜ですが、こんなに香ばしくなるのですね。
You've been missing out. Heat brings out soy sauce's true worth is a saying for a reason.
今度行軍訓練の時提案してみましょう。
We spread out a blue tarp and killed some time together. The dispensable moments in life, huh? A wonderful thing, for sure. Oh, Ella, anything happened during fencing?
はい。
That sounds ominous. Her tone of voice dropped a little.
25日がボーダーラインになりそうです。私が練習に出られるのがそれまでですので。
Yeah, since she was heading back home on the 26th.
あと3日です。3日で決めないと。今後、どんな道に進むべきか。
金色ラブリッチェ。
Compared to yesterday, the weather was nice and clear. But the wind was strong enough to make up for it. If this turned into a squall, it seemed like it might snow. There also wasn't much hope of the temperature rising. The only thing to do on days like these is to hole up in your room, hide in bed, and wait it out.
だらけすぎです。
I am not. I am being hibernative. Hibernating? I don't know. I want to stay in bed. Don't mess with me. Oh, come on. It's freaking cold.
も
If you'll snuggle up to me, then I'll work up the courage to get out of bed, even if it's cold.
う、
After things, probably. But if you snuggle up to me, that might actually backfire and make me want to drag you back into bed.
じゃあダメです。
Aw.
今日は忙しいのですから我慢してください。
Come into my lair, said the spider to the fly. Okay.
先輩、お久しぶりです。
I know, it has been. Hey there. Merry Christmas.
メリークリスマスです。
The population density was increasing ever so slightly in the deserted dormitory. You went home, but now you're back?
はい、今夜のことを考えて一旦
What is tonight?
お姫様にご招待されるなんて一生で一度あるかないかですから。
Ah. The boarders who received Sylvie's invitation had been using the place to store their luggage. She said she told everyone, so that'd be around 300 people. I wonder how many will be there.
150ってとこじゃない？なんだかんだでお忙しいお坊ちゃまお嬢様の多いノーブル学園だし。
I mean, that's pretty par for the course for any event. I feel like if you invite, I don't know, 300 people, getting 50% of them to show up was pretty solid. You think so? I would bet around half of the invitees would actually show. Invitations from princesses were just that big of a deal.
屋敷で大きな行事があると思うとここにいるのが少々落ち着きませんね。
いつもなら現場でキビキビ指揮してる派だもんね。
Based on other routes, that is correct.
エキスナたちを信頼はしていますが、不備はないだろうか。
It had been some time since I'd seen her don the face of the knight's captain, and she looked concerned at that. Now, have confidence in how peaceful Japan can be, and leave the rest to security. Oh, should we be going?
そうですね。
The party wasn't until later that night, so we had plenty of time to kill. For now, the fencing club was having a meetup, so we headed to the academy. I can't believe you got practice all the way up until Christmas.
今日はまだ前日じゃないですか。
Still. That goes double for Christmas Eve. It's a romantic holiday.
厳密に言ってクリスマスとは24日の日没から、つまり現時点ではイブでもありません。
Fine, Christmas Eve. Right, got it. Europeans are really fussy about that kind of thing, huh? In Japan, the 24th was largely considered to be Christmas Eve, and a day for lovers to be super mushy. When in Rome, do as the Romans do, Ella. When in Japan, do as the Japanese do.
そうですね。
I'm glad you agree.
悪いねみんな。
Oh boy. We weren't able to reserve the martial arts dojo today. There weren't that many members gathered either. Less than 10.
みんな彼氏と一緒に過ごすんですって。
Boo.
裏切り者ども。私たちはカバレロ様だけに愛を誓ったはずですのに。
Things seem to be going pretty well for them, though. These girls squealed like crazy over Ella on a regular basis, but a bunch of them actually did have boyfriends.
ちぐしょ
It's no small wonder why she's not one of those.
悔しくない。悔しくないもん。カバレロ様がいれば。
If I were to wager, these two just might wind up the sort of 30-somethings who, after going through many ordeals, eventually found themselves checking in at a wedding only to get drunk on sparkling wine and whine that there were no good men in the world.
はいはい。まあ来ないやつは来ないで仕方ない。練習するよ。人数少なすぎて武道場取れなかったから、今日は外で走り込み。
Wait, what's the requirement to book the dojo?
私は着替えてきます。オーロ、後でまた。
Yeah. I saw her off. Now then, I was free until tonight.
市松くん
Yes? Ah, tomorrow's the deadline, so please talk to Ella about it instead.
そうかい
Yes. Ella needed to decide whether or not she'd continue as a member of the fencing club, and it was clear how worried their advisor was. I brushed her off since it wasn't my choice to make. Now then, as for me... Oh. What are you doing?
や、どうもどうも。
It was that middle-aged reporter from before. He had his camera, but he couldn't get in through the school gates, so he was loitering around outside instead.
今日ってフェンシングの練習しないの？
Well, yes and no. Just some long-distance running drills, apparently.
ああ、参ったな。一枚欲しかったんだけど。
How sad for you.
フェンシングやってる紹介するための写真でランニングの写真撮るってなんかいやらしいよね。
What? Yeah, that sounds pretty skeevy. Oh, I see.
また今度にしますか。
It helped that he was a man who could keep things separate. Now then. So you're pursuing Ella again? He should have gotten some decent shots of her at the last competition, so I had thought the matter was done and over with. But as I thought that to myself...
何言ってるの？これからが本番だよ。
え？
フェンシング界期待の新星であるフエンさんとカバリエロさんのライバル関係は今後のスポーツ業界でも盛り上がること間違いなしだし。
Huh?
あ、そうそう。これこの前の試合の記事が載ってる号ね。後で顧問の先生に渡しておいて。
Oh! Wow. Okay. I have to admit, I did not pick up on that at all. So this entire time, he was just trying to get information about her fencing career. It wasn't about her relationship or her being a princess knight or whatever the deal was at all. Good twist. Well done. Did not see it coming. I am Ouro. He handed me a magazine. Monthly Sports Connection Special Edition. Which athletes to keep your eye on in 2020? Huh? A sports magazine? I took a look inside, and it was an exceptionally serious sports magazine. It contained sports coverage for things like baseball and soccer, articles about the 2016 gold medalists, as well as interviews that showed no evident gender bias. Huh? What? This is a serious magazine?
真面目っちゃ真面目だよ。日本は世界的に見てスポーツ全般に打ち込む国民性じゃないからちょっとでも盛り上げていこうってね。
I looked for Ella's picture. Quite a number of athletes were introduced together in this feature on fencing. That Funshin-kun girl was the primary subject of the article. She was shouldered with the future of the Japanese fencing community, and the photo of Ella described her as being her greatest rival. This is how you used Ella's picture?
まあね。あ、何？まさかエッチな雑誌にエッチな意味で載せると思ってた？
I don't think raunchy, but more tabloid. I guess those can be raunchy. Yep. Oh. Okay, well, we were on different wavelengths then. I guess I'm not Ouro. I was totally convinced it was the kind of magazine that would lure customers with double-page nude spreads. Wow. Okay. That's a jump.
ひどいな。僕こう見えてもスポーツ振興会の役員とかもしてるんだよ。
I'm sorry. I guess I had you pegged all wrong.
まあ、普段買う雑誌は自分で書いたお堅いのより女の子の袋閉じが楽しみなのばっかりだけどさ。
You too are a man of culture, quotation marks. No, what I pegged wrong was this old man's awful personality.
君のことも知ってるよ。浜南の市松大路くん。
Ah.
おっと、この話はもうしない方がいいかな。
Yeah, please keep it to yourself. At this point, I had pushed the past out of my mind. But, yeah, I had been overly cautious, but if this was how these photos were going to be used, maybe I should actually have seen this in a positive light? Besides, this is... Oh, I get it. It's because Ella's not Japanese.
そう。今はいいけど、2020年には日本にとっては最大の敵になるね。
Ah.
まあ、それも楽しみではあるけどね。たとえ別の国でも頑張ってる若い子はどうしても応援したくなっちゃうよね。いや、こういう考え方は日本のスポーツ振興には良くないかな。
I largely tuned the old man out at that point. I was engrossed in the magazine he had handed me instead. The picture he had taken of Ella came out so cool, and worked in the magazine perfectly. More importantly...
オーロ
Hey, practice over?
はい。パーティーまでもう少し時間がありますね。どうします？何か食べていきます？
Well, let's not eat. These parties don't come around often, so I'd rather eat there.
ですね。
Fancy food. Want to spend a little time together instead?
うん？
How do you mean? Ah, rather than my place, I picked here to kill some time. Oh, talk about cold. The temperature had tanked and it was awfully windy to boot. But to make up for it...
いい夕焼けですね。
Isn't it? This was the perfect spot to enjoy the scenery as we watched the sun set into the lake. We were seated at the table Sylvie always used. Wait, is that just permanently out here? I always thought that it was living inside of Kiro and then just kind of popped out when they needed it. It was usually dressed up in a white tablecloth, but this table was somewhat worn down. Oh well, it was plenty for just a break. The academy roof would honestly be better, but that spot was Ria's. Better not. The view was plenty gorgeous from here, and I'm not just talking about the sunset, wink wink.
さっき例の記者とまた話していたようですが。
Yeah, turns out I had the totally wrong idea. Oh yeah. He gave me this. I ended up bringing it with me. I really need to give it to the advisor tomorrow. I handed her the magazine.
へえ、もう記事になったのですか。
Oh, so you knew about this? Ella, you knew? That reporter said he's writing an article for a sports magazine.
そう紹介されていますから。オーロどこの記者だと思ったので？
I don't know that I should say. Apparently she had known. If he had been a reporter for a third-rate tabloid like I'd thought, Ella would never have let him cover the competition. But...
ライバル候補ナンバーワンですか。なかなかいい扱いにしていただいてますね。
Yeah. Ella and I were both equally satisfied with the article. Hey, Ella.
はい。
Beautiful, isn't it? Ooh.
ですね。
The sun was in the perfect spot as it slowly sank into the horizon. Its position allowed the sky to turn into a gorgeous shade of gold.
前も二人で見ましたね。
Yeah, back when we first met.
シルビー様がおっしゃっていた。日本に来て一番綺麗な時間。
It was our golden time. One of my friends told me about it. They also said it's best to strike a good balance between the essential and dispensable parts of your life.
うん。
I agree with that sentiment.
ですね。私も最近そう思うようになりました。人生にはしなければならないこととそうではないことがあって。そうではないこともやがて大切になっていくと。
I hadn't chosen this place for any particular reason. Still, it made for a romantic Christmas. My friend said this too. The time you spend living should be radiant.
そう。大切なお友達なんですね。
Precious? I had never perceived Ria as fitting into such an exaggerated category. She was a childhood friend who happened to be around, who I could have ordinary conversations with. That was all. Yeah, she was important. You're right. A precious friend. Ella quickly closed the magazine.
そうですね。輝く時間は大切です。人生は輝く時を目指すべきだと。
I wondered if Ella had already made her decision. Since when? There was no telling. That was only for her to know. The one thing I could say was, just because you want to shine, it doesn't mean it will happen or that it'll be easy. Being golden, I mean. But I do believe it's important to set your sights on something extraordinarily meaningful. Something I couldn't do.
オーロ。
Ella held my hand tightly. I had been avoiding this subject, but Ella knew my circumstances. But that discussion was for another day. But if that's your goal, I'll support you. I'll be right there cheering you on at your side.
はい。
Ooh. Whoa. Oh. Are you for real?
すごいでしょ
I was wondering what we were in awe about. I should have known.
どうも。
Oh my god. I had heard she'd been invited to a buffet party, but never thought she'd show up to entertain a bunch of students. She had really come. Maria Bishop!
さすが王女様。なかなか表に出てこない歌姫も呼んじゃえるなんて。
Yes.
ダメ元でオファーし続けていたら、テレビの関係ないところならいいよって。面倒なことは嫌だったんだけど、断るたびに、うちのマネがすんごい惜しそうに涙目になってるからさ。
Classic guilt trip. I had to imagine there were tons of business perks in store if they could make friends with Sortilege.
この後私が伴奏してマリアが歌うのよ。楽しんでいってね、オーラ。
Of course. By the way, Maria-san, do you remember me? A while back at the school, I could hardly speak, I was so nervous. Oh, Maria's gaze was icy. Calm down, me, please.
オーラ、本当に気がついてないのね。
No, I have not.
だからそう言ったじゃん。
Pretty dance. What? They quickly whispered something to one another.
なんでもない。
Oh.
誰かさんは幸せなアホだなーって話。
Is it me? Huh?
やれやれ。楽しんでいってくださいね。
Oh. My hand. She squeezed my hand.
ほら、行くぞシルビー。はーい。
And off they went.
なんか正規の歌姫さん、性格はきつそうやんね。
You take that back about my beloved Maria.
それに誰かに似てるような。ねえ、オーロ。
Maria squeezed my hand.
はは、幸せなアホで結構。
I see now she caught on. I took a quick break over in the corner to keep from hyperventilating. Hi, Kevin. I'm your biggest fan.
オーロ。
Hi. Ah, Ella. Listen to this. I just got to meet Maria Bishop over there.
知ってますよ。見てました。
I don't know why I decided to go with that laugh, but I just did.
そんなデレデレした顔、私にも見せたことないのに。
Oh, shit. Huh?
何でもありません。
Oh, we're in the doghouse now.
パーティーを楽しんでください。
Oh no! With that said, Ella headed back along the wall. What about you, Ella? Actually, what have you been doing this whole time? She had been a wallflower this entire party. Probably guard duty.
不審な者がいないか目を光らせています。まあ、ほとんど学園生なので大丈夫でしょうが。
I don't know, Saigo's kinda sketchy. You're not a bodyguard today, right? The black suits in charge of security had been covering every millimeter of the venue along with the waiters for some time now.
そうですが、まあ、修正のようなものです。
Fair. And what's with your outfit? I had assumed she would wear a dress given that this was a special party, but she was in her ordinary formal night attire. I mean, it did suit her well enough on its own, but yeah. Parties like these don't come around every day, you know.
ちゃんとパーティーは楽しめていますよ。ほら。
Look, I'm carrying a glass of water to blend in. Oh. The musical performance had begun. Sylvie was running her fingers happily across the keyboard, the same as ever, paired with Maria Bishop, also the same as ever, in other timelines. This was a buffet-style party, so we really hadn't been given any instructions asking us to be quiet, but everyone automatically listened intently. It wasn't because it was anything world-shattering or otherwise. It was a tune that flowed comfortably from start to finish. Yeah, it was enjoyable. I'm having fun too. Nom nom nom.
もう食べ過ぎです。
It's because I'm nervous. As expected, all of the food offerings were crazy delicious, and I greedily shoveled it all into my mouth. The concert reached an intermission, and Sylvie and Maria got down off the stage after about 15 minutes. And then... What's going on? The partygoers who had been scattered throughout the venue subtly crowded along the walls.
ダンスタイムですね。
But I didn't take the expert planning class for dancing. There's even one of those? European parties are amazing. Now that space had been made in the center, several black suits danced their way out. I guess everyone was free to take part. Even some of the students were in the mix. Ah, Kikuchio was there. He could dance? Amazing. I mean, that makes perfect sense with his social status.
私たちも行ってみますか？
I can't dance.
リードしますよ。ほら。
What? Ooh. I got dragged out with her. Now that I was out there, it'd be lame to back down without doing anything. Ella, how do I do this?
簡単な曲ですから適当に合わせて。
Okay. I did as she told me and moved forward when she pulled me by the hand and backed up when she pushed.
先輩かっこいい。
Me or her?
オーロなのに様になってるじゃん。
Oh yay, it's me. I couldn't tell on my own, but everyone else seemed to think I was holding my own. Most impressive of all.
当然ですわ。ある程度は私が仕込んでおります。
Ah, Mina, modest as always. Oh, thank you, Mina-chan. Back when she tutored me on dining etiquette and the like, she also taught me the fundamentals of dance. As long as I put the basics to good use, quiet songs were a cinch. No swing dancing, though.
って服のことを忘れていました。騎士の格好でダンスっておかしいでしょうか？
Looks pretty good to me. Well, it suits you. Shouldn't it be fine? Ella looked rather stilted for a moment in the middle of our dance. But I had gotten a knack for it by then, so we didn't lose our form. However, dancing's pretty tough, huh? Endurance-wise. The backs of my thighs and beneath my butt had started to feel heavy.
でしょうか。
I mean, I imagine it doesn't have any impact on her.
ああ、でも普段使わない筋肉を使うので運動不足だと崩れやすいかもですね。
Ow, my pride. That's weird. I'm pretty confident in my level of exercise.
オーロがスポーツに入れ込んでいたのは夏までの話。もう衰えるには十分な期間ですよ。
Touche. Really? I'm getting rusty? I was so confident in my stamina too. Talk about a letdown.
私も決めたことですし。オーロもこれから始めてみてはどうです？フェンシングとか。
Ooh, does that mean you're going to keep going? Now? This late?
ええ。やらないよりはやる方がきっと楽しいですよ。あなたが教えてくれたことです。
Okay. I had zero confidence I could handle more intense songs, so we ducked out when they were about to switch over. Then... Well, I was exhausted. The second we got off the dance floor, my thighs gave out on me. I regained my composure quickly enough, but...
何をするんです？
Uh-oh. Oh, sorry. Oh no, did we splash her? I bumped into someone who had been close by. Oh no. That made me feel super guilty on its own, but then...
あら。ああ。
Whoa. The drink in her hands got all over my pants. Oh, okay. You know what? That's better, because if we had gotten the drink on her, I'm pretty sure we would have died. You nailed me below the belt perfectly.
私が下半身を狙ったわけじゃない。
Uh-huh. I mean, I knew that.
オーロ、来てください。服を変えましょう。
Twist my arm, why don't you? No, actually, don't twist my arm. Sure.
Loveriche.
And this is where I would have put an H scene, if I had one. Alright, so this is probably kind of an odd spot to end things, but I think this episode's been long enough, and may have been recorded on 2 separate days, but you don't need to know that. Things are going really nicely. We had, yet again, the Maria and Sylvie concert, which was amazing for Ouro, as it always is, but it does seem that we are not going to find out that Ria is Maria Bishop in this route, which I guess isn't terribly surprising to me, but at the same time, it kind of is, because wait, did we? I don't remember if we found out in every other route, except for this one. But hey, things are pretty much tied up into neat bows at this point. The only outstanding thing is Ella going to continue with the fencing club, which I feel like is pretty evident at this point that she's going to keep going, unless it was very evident and they actually said that and I just am being Ouro-dense. I don't know. We only have a little bit left in this route, which means the next episode's probably going to be kind of a short one. That's fine. That just means we'll have a nice little brief end episode. That'll be a good way to button this route. I will say though, I did not catch on to the sports reporter guy at all. I don't know if there were some really obvious hints that I just missed. Please let me know if it was exceedingly obvious to everybody else and I'm just went over my head. Oh well. It's fun to have those kind of twists. If you see everything coming, it's not as fun. Anyway, well, thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you in the next one. For now, I am one half of the Bridge Boys, signing off.